light on the issues that matter most to you. This evening, we want to look at an issue that has to do with a viral video which showed an alleged first-year SHS student in tears as she underwent a mandatory haircut before starting school. The student, we are learning, reportedly posted to Yasantua Girls Senior High School, appeared visibly distraught as her hair was trimmed, leading to some Ghanaians criticizing the long-standing school policy that requires female students to keep short hair. Let's engage some individuals who are familiar with the issue. First, let's speak with Irene Sam, who is a public relations officer of the National Council for PTA. Good evening, Irene.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Now, have you seen this particular video that is circulating, and
Grateful.
how is the PTA community reacting to it? Hello, Irene.
Thank you. Yeah, this evening. Please, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
if you can speak up for me a little bit, I'll be glad.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now. Is it okay?
Okay. Please,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yes, it's okay. Thank you. So, once again, good evening to your cherry. Yes, let me say that we have also chanced on this video that has gone so viral, looking at the incident that occurred. But this is what we have to say about it. Now, we know that in the Ghanaian public education space, right down from kindergarten to senior high schools, it is part of the code of conduct that every student, be it male or female, you need to barber your hair, meaning that we don't approve of any student going to school with the head being woven or the head being braided. So it's part of the code of conduct that has lived with us for several years now. And I believe that they are also privy to this concept before they, went into or going for admission in a public school. It is different in the private schools. They really allow such things to go on. You can leave your hair on, you can braid it, whatever. But when you come to the public space, it is not allowed. And there are reasons to that effect. So when we saw this video, we didn't see it as a big deal at all. This in our Ghanaian public schools in Ghana.
Okay, Irene, we have Richard, who is a private legal practitioner, also on Zoom to help us, understand the legalities of this whole trending video. Richard, if you can hear me, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Now, let's go to the conversation where this video is circulating of a girl child going to Yasantua Senior High School, and she was forced, or let's say she had to take down her long luscious hair. And this whole thing brings us back to the whole issue between Achimota School and the Maguire in Krabia and Tyrone Maguire. What do you make of this whole issue?
Well, I can say that just like your first panelist has said, this is a regulation that has been in place for quite a long time. It is, I must say, it is a colonial regulation. If you check the history, you would realize that we started practicing that because at the time, the colonial masters wanted to distinguish between the locals who were attending school with their children. That is why they ordered that the black children and sometimes the mulattoes who looked a little bit fair must cut their hair before they come to school. Unfortunately, after the colonial masters left, it is one of the things that has been left with us. And now we are justifying it with all kinds of reasons, claiming that if the children have the hair, they can't learn and all kinds of things, which I know are not scientific. Now, legally, the Constitution allows everyone to be free. Now, when it comes to education, there are limitations to this freedom. because for a child who is below 18 years, that child is expected to be under some form of discipline. And I believe that is what allows the GES to be able to come up with some of these regulations that allows, the school to be able to say, if you don't cut your hair, you will not be allowed into the school. Now, you have mentioned the Achimota incident.
Yeah.
If you noticed, with the Achimota incident, it was the parents of the child who had to fight through the courts to ensure that the guy was actually allowed to go to school without cutting his hair. Over there, the argument was that his hair was part of his religion because they are Rastafarians. And if you cut their hair, you are infringing on their religious rights. When it comes to this young lady, I'm not too sure whether she will be able to make the religious argument, because nobody can say that keeping your hair is part of your religion if you are not a Rastafarian. But I still believe that this is something that can be relooked at. Of course, many parents don't have a problem with it, and so it doesn't become a topical issue. But I believe going forward, if it becomes a problem and parents begin to take it up, maybe GES will have to revise its standards. And I'm yet to see anyone go to the apex court to look for some form of interpretation on matters like this. So we'll leave it as it says, as GES has made its rules, and hope that if parents don't like it, they will take up the matter. Because after all, power does not concede anything without demand. So if we now want to demand that our children should be allowed to go to school with their hair cut or with their hair not cut, then we have to take action to ensure that GES realize that we don't like it. If we don't take action, it means we approve of it, and it will remain as it is.
And do you see any legal ramifications as to regards to what happened to this first-year lady?
Well, to the extent that it is a GES regulation, which is the current regulation, I don't think anybody has breached the law in cutting her hair. Of course, she has the right to make her hair to the standard that she wants, and that's a constitutional matter, which is why I'm saying that if it gets to a point in time and Ghanaian parents now feel that they want to protect the hairstyle of their children, they would have to demand it through the legal process. And what are the legal processes? First of all, they can demand so by going to court to seek for interpretation. Secondly, we can decide to put pressure on our lawmakers, be it the MPs, to revise the law that gives the GES the power to cut the students' hair. And once the MPs step in and they revise the law, GES will have no set power to continue cutting the hair of our young ladies.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard. Let me go to Irene, and she's a PRO of the PTA Association. And Irene, now, you were talking about how this is a policy, it's been there for long. In fact, some parents do not have any problem with it. But this particular video has been trending, and a lot of people are calling for this whole policy to be scraped off, and that child can go to school with her hair full and all that. Are there any arrangements to make sure that, okay, let's take a look at this particular policy and see whether if something can be done about it? Is there any arrangements like that?
Well, for now, let me say no. There is no arrangement to that effect. And as the legal practitioner said, maybe on legal grounds, they can pick it up. But let's see, you have a choice to either go to a private senior high school where you can leave your hair on. So what is the big deal here? And I don't also like the idea that they have to, have a video of it and it's being circulated. Are we protecting the rights of that individual, the child? What are we bringing to the public domain? So that one doesn't sit well with us at all. Are the parents okay that this video is trending? Somebody have taken video of this and it's trending. How many girls will have to go through this? That is, going through going to the social media space. So let's look at that as well. But for us, as to whether you want it to be changed. So as and when we feel that this thing should go on, maybe we can put it up and then see how best to talk about it. But for now, it is not a big deal at all. It's rather going to the implications. If you are in school and you have your hair on, are you going to go for exit and go to the salon to have it done for you? Time involved. Look at we adults who have our hair on. It's a big deal for us. Even maintaining it alone is another issue. The money also involved. And we want our children to concentrate in school. And some of these things can distract their learning process. So for now, there's nothing like that. But as time goes on, when the need arises, I think we can also look at it and see how best we can address it in the near future.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us. This whole issue of this SHS lady going to Yasantua, having to cut off her hair, has been trending, and we got the view of a legal practitioner and also the PRO for PTA in Ghana. Now, visit